right. Welcome, everybody, to the NJIT Baja SAE Highlander Racing Couple of Loose Screws podcast.
Woo. Made it through the intro.
Yeah, right? Toughest part of the podcast, right?
It probably is.
Yeah, they say, getting your foot in the door is the hardest part of anything, right?
Right.
So my name is Matthew Dono. I am one of your hosts for this podcast, and I am joined by... Let's start off with our tech guy.
Yep.
I'm
Shawn Menachery. I'm the video and visual media guy for Baja.
He's the guy.
He's our executive producer.
Yeah.
I forced him to have the microphone on so that he could participate. I don't really think he wants to.
At gunpoint.
As a matter of fact. Don't say that, dude. That's recorded. And who do we have over there on the couch? Who are you guys?
Yeah,
give me your roles on the team, too.
My name is Joel Farrow, drivetrain lead. Used to be brakes lead, but now that position's Matthew Dono over there.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
I'm Brandon Garcia. I'm just a guy. I sometimes work on the brakes, occasionally, under this guy.
Hardly.
That's true.
Usually he just watches races during the meeting. You know?
Honestly, yeah, that happens more often than not.
Either watching races or racing in one of his several racing video games.
Oh,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Funny
There's
enough.
more than one.
Yeah.
Yo, Trackmania the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So we are all members of the Baja team, and we're coming onto this podcast. I realized earlier today while I was at work, I was like, damn, dude. All three of us are brakes guys.
Yeah.
10-minute introduction is just going to be about brakes, right?
Yeah, literally the whole time.
Honestly. But you know what? I think that just proves our personalities, The brakes team has the most personality. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Because we never stop.
We
baby.
never stop.
All right, so Joel, you were our brakes lead last season.
Yeah.
Last season was our first season back in a couple of years due to COVID. What sort of things what troubles did you come across? What were things that you learned as the lead?
Yeah, honestly, getting into it, brakes team at that time was just kind of like no one wanted to do brakes. I don't know if you remember that. It was like, Sam, our captain, was like at the beginning of the season, like, we're getting back to it. What is everybody interested in? And typically people are interested in the things that parts that really move and have a great effect on the car.
Drivetrain.
So drivetrain, everybody wanted to do drivetrain. Some people want to do suspension, chassis. People are like, that's very hands-on chassis. No one wanted to do brakes or electrical. I feel like more people want to do electrical than brakes.
Low-key, more mechanical engineers wanted to be on the electrical sub-team than they wanted to be on the brake sub-team.
Yeah.
Naturally, of course.
It was really ironic.
Yeah. I hate electricity. Electricity is
not real.
It's not real.
We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Oh, as a physicist, I can concur.
It's not real.
See?
Indeed.
There you go.
So the story goes, at least for me, I don't know about for the two of you, I walked into a meeting and Sam was sat at the front and she was like, hey, are you new? I was like, I came to a meeting when we were online for COVID, but nothing really happened. And I logged off after 15 minutes because nothing was going on for the people online anyways. And she was like, okay, so you're new. Do you know a sub-team you want to join? And now, mind you, I had just bought my car, my used 2009 Saturn Aura, with no brakes. So I replaced the master cylinders. I replaced a couple of lines. They were rotted out. I test drove this car with no brakes because, you got to test drive the car before you buy it. It was only $850, but that was still $850. Right. I could go buy 2 used Buicks for that money. I love General Motors. We're not sponsored, don't worry.
Not yet.
Not yet, exactly.
So
we're working on that.
She looked at me and she said, how do you feel about brakes? I said, I don't know. I just worked on the brakes on my car. I didn't really like it, though. It was a pain in the dick. It was such a pain in my ass doing that. And she looked at me and said, oh, so you're going to be on the brakes team? I was like, all right, I guess so. She was like, this is Joel. I was like, dude, who's this nerdy ass Hispanic kid?
That's my first. That was also my same exact thought.
That's my story. Joel was around a little bit longer.
Yeah, probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
My experience was at first I was on drivetrain. I was like, yeah, I like
really?
vroom vroom,
I didn't
even know that either.
Yeah,
what?
to the first meeting, I was like, I want to do drivetrain, but then it was there was way too many people and no one was doing brakes, and I'm like, why not do brakes? So I was like, all right, I'll do brakes. And because I was the only person that willingly did brakes, Sam was like, "You should be brakes lead." I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." And she was like, "No, you're doing brakes. You're the brakes lead." I'm like,
Right.
Did you know
Alright.
Sam before coming to those meetings?
"No, not at all.
Wow, really?
Not at all."
So that was the introduction. It was like, oh, I want to be drivetrain. Nah, you're beat. Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Joel.
No, it wasn't even that. She didn't force me to do brakes. I saw that no one was doing brakes, and I was like, I want to do some work. There's too many people on drivetrain. I want to do some work. Let me do brakes. And
Man, that's admirable.
because she saw me willingly do brakes, that's when she forced me to be brakes lead.
Okay, all right. So the leadership was where you were forced.
Yeah, the leadership were, but I did
Copy.
want to do brakes. That was something I willingly did.
Okay.
Wasn't my first choice, but
Okay. Well, second choice is not bad.
no, I'm glad it worked out. Honestly, I know I had a lot more fun doing brakes than drivetrain.
Oh yeah, dude. Drivetrain last season was a bit of a mess.
Yeah,
It came out amazing.
Right.
Four-wheel drive
Four-wheel drive,
worked.
yeah.
Four-wheel drive worked, and it wasn't mandatory yet.
No, it
So
was
we
not.
were doing it as a choice.
Yeah.
And they made it happen.
Yeah,
It was really impressive.
Our first year with a bunch of new people. There was no like transfer knowledge or a strong transfer knowledge from
What
years
knowledge, bro? There was no knowledge.
Exactly.
There was nothing to transfer,
Past.
let
You're right,
alone a
'cause
transfer.
never had a 4-wheel drive system, you know.
Exactly.
And,
We did have some very smart people on the team, like way smarter than.
Oh yeah.
Way smarter
Oh,
than
yeah.
me.
Yeah, for real.
That's true. That
brakes
is true.
team IQ.
Easily the lowest on the team.
Yeah.
So
most personality though. We got that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
oh,
what
absolutely.
really matters. though,
Absolutely.
honestly.
Yeah.
So Joel last season was a junior mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
Brandon, you were a first-year student here at NJIT.
Yes, I was coming in NJIT. I actually wanted to do Baja, like over
You
the
knew
summer.
about the team before you came?
Yeah, but only briefly
Really?
though. I was
Okay.
also looking at Rutgers like FSAE,
Oh, get
and
outta
also
Fuckers. Who said that?
I wonder who that was. Might have been
Just
a
a name.
ghost.
Yeah, random person on
So,
the street.
so what's
yeah.
your story? I don't think
Um,
I've ever heard this.
Honestly, so going into NJIT, like I already knew I wanted to join Baja, and like at the first meeting, like nobody else wanted. It's literally the same thing as Joel. Like no one else wanted to do brakes. And then like I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think Sam just like kind of coerced me into being into brakes. So
Yeah,
that's
it's a
where we
fun
are
time.
now. And now I'm just like now I'm still here. So no one's pushed me anywhere else. So I'm happy. With that.
Hey, are you happy being on
Oh,
brakes?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Good.
I miss
yeah.
brakes every day.
Dude. Drivetrain, I think drivetrain's come along.
No, it's
Yeah.
definitely great.
You
There's a lot
guys
of great
already
people, but-
saved a lot of money. We're
Yeah.
not going to put numbers in here because this is going to go online. You guys saved a lot of money.
Yeah, at least 2 or
buying
3
in
million.
off the
Yeah.
shelf. Yeah. Nah, several $1 million.
Yeah.
Of course.
The small loan of $1 million. Small loan of $1 million. I don't do a Trump voice that well. But
It was
we
better
can-
than most people do.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
I feel like I'm
Solid.
orange on the inside.
Mm.
Hey, I love the 45th president, Donald J. Trump. The former president is a very admirable guy.
China.
China. So, Brandon, you were like
Yeah.
interested in the team. I didn't know what it was. I'd never heard of Baja SAE before. I was online and I was like, all right, you know what? I wasn't actually going to be going. I wasn't staying in state.
Right.
I was going to go all the way across the country to Arizona to study space physics
Gross.
at a campus in the middle of the desert. Okay, so I'm a physics major. I'm a third-year physics major currently, and I am our new brake sub-team lead for the 22-23 season. I was going to travel all the way out to Arizona to study space physics at an observatory campus that was in the middle of the desert. Had to be beautiful. I don't know if you guys have ever been in, the deserts out west. I have family in Las Vegas. The Nevada desert, beautiful.
Right.
At night, you can see every single star in the sky.
Yeah.
New Jersey
Yeah.
has an incredible amount of light pollution.
I've seen
Oh.
5 stars. That's more than 0.
Honestly, only stars.
I think
is
actually, I
And
think one of
all
them's a
5
plane.
were on Google. One of them was a plane. And then the other 4 were different lights on the ISS.
Yeah.
Probably were, honestly.
One of them was just one person that kind of looked like Zendaya.
No, we have a lot of stars in Manhattan. This much is true. Where was I going with that? So when I came to NJIT, I was like, you know what? I stayed in state. It's a public school. Like, there's got to be a lot of cool people. Like, going to a private school, I was ready to be with a bunch of trust fund babies that I would have wanted to, like, smack around a little bit.
Just a little bit, though.
Because of my background or whatever. But I was online on the Highlander Hub page, which has all of our, like, student organizations and different clubs and activities on campus. And I scrolled across one, SAE. I was like, oh, I know SAE. SAE, they make standards. I've been working on cars and quads and dirt bikes since I was a kid. I was like, I'm familiar with the acronym SAE. Click on it. It's off-road racing. Dude, I grew up in the middle of the woods riding quads and dirt bikes. That is right up my alley.
Right.
I click into the meeting, the next day or whatever. I RSVP'd for it. There were like 5 people online. There was no camera on for the people who were conducting the meeting in person. And we're like, hey, guys, we're Baja SAE. And there was just some girl on the other side of the computer just, like, talking to me about off-road racing. And I was like, oh, this sounds pretty sweet. You know, like, I know I'm not on campus. I will not commute to Newark to go to a meeting. And it turned out they weren't really hosting meetings anyways. So when I moved up to Newark, it was like, get settled into the apartment, get settled into the campus, like, learn the buildings, learn where I'm going for my classes, figure it out, and then come to a Baja meeting. And it must have been like the 3rd or 4th week of classes. I was like coming up on my first set of common exams for my math classes or my chem classes or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to go to this meeting on Wednesday afternoon. I don't have anything going on Wednesday afternoon. And then somebody was like, yeah, it's common hour. Of course you don't, you fucking idiot. I was like, dude, I'm new here. I came and I liked the people, especially Joel. Honestly, Sam was like, you're going to do breaks, kid. I was like, who are you calling kid, bro? You're like 2 years older than me. Like, what are you doing? And I don't think that's true. I think she's 3 or 4 years older than me. Not the point. But I was like, you know, this Joel guy's kind of funny. And then I met, like, Kimani, Alex. I met a bunch of the drivetrain guys because of my automotive experience. And it was just a great time.
Yeah.
And I was super excited to be there. I started coming twice a week. I never let up. I became Joel's sub-team lead in training.
Get me sane. Like, oh, my God, man.
You know what? I will accept that I did that, but I did absolutely nothing else. I still don't know how to use CAD. I don't. I've used Fusion. Like, I can do sketches and I can, like, extrude something, I guess. I don't really know what that even means still. Like, the term extrude. And I've done, like, CNC training. I've done a little bit of manufacturing myself and a ton of fabrication back at home. But I'm, you know, a backyard mechanic. We don't weld. We just, and, you know,
just
turn the other way. Yeah, safety squints, bro. I grew up on safety squints. I've rolled quads over myself that weigh as much as our Baja car, you know what I mean? We got a roll cage. I'm not scared, dude. I'll ride that thing into the ground. It's a great time.
Yeah, no. Breaks was a lot of fun. I feel like to do breaks, you need a certain personality. And I think a certain attitude and a certain personality. So the people that stuck around, that made it a great team.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
And you know what? It took us time. We had some, you know, oversight. Like, we overlooked some things.
Oh, yeah.
But we got there. And the car worked and competed.
Yeah.
And we did pretty well in Arizona the second time.
The second time.
We passed tech the first time.
Yeah.
There were over 20 or 30 teams that didn't pass tech.
Yeah.
And another, like, 10 or 15 that didn't pass brake check.
Yeah.
So we were in the majority, but just hardly. There were like 1/3 of the teams failed brake check in Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah.
It was crazy. Honestly, I don't feel that bad about it.
Not anymore. I used to like that.
No, absolutely.
Tennessee, I did.
It was soul crushing.
Terrible.
It was soul crushing. And
Yeah.
Brandon, you didn't have the luxury of being there for the soul crushing experience. Yeah, exactly. But like, we spent 2 weeks almost nonstop in the makerspace putting this car together.
Yeah.
The only reason why I slept the night before was because I was driving the van down there. I was on first shift to drive the van in the morning, and I got like 8 hours of sleep. I got plenty of sleep to drive the car the next day. And we get down to Tennessee, and we're working in the hotel parking lot. And then we get the car there, and we pass tech inspection. We have to fix a couple of things, but, like, fine. We bang it all out. We get it done quick. And then brake check, bro. We stopped in a shorter distance than just about any other car I'd seen.
Yeah.
but we couldn't lock up the wheels.
Yeah. Which is a dumb rule, but understandable in some sense, you know. But
I completely disagree. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Off-road car, you're going to test it on asphalt. What?
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Also, you know, locking up your brakes increases your stopping distance, and you can't control the way the car moves once it locks up.
Exactly.
But I understand that they set the standard to have enough braking force that's too much.
Yeah,
you know,
have too
right.
much braking force. And I understand that that's the easiest way to, you know, to identify too much braking force.
But that car was safe to drive.
That car was too safe to drive. That car had a factor of safety of 10
my
plus on
God.
most things and
Oh my
50
God.
plus on some.
Yeah.
I think a couple of our big components had 50 plus as far as factor of safety.
I will say I still don't know what factor of safety means after like a year and a half.
It's like if you're like in a simulation, for example, right?
Right.
If you have a yield point of X, a
Yeah.
factor of safety of 4 means that the greatest deformation that you see is 1/4 X.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've already understood like what that was, but like I didn't really know what it was called.
Well, now we do.
Now we do.
Now we do.
Now we do.
Good thing you're talking to not an engineer.
Nah, but
Which
we
you
were getting
wouldn't think.
roasted in the design presentations at
Oh,
Comp
yeah.
for having too high of a factor of safety. We're like, oh, we have a factor of safety of 12 on our wheel hubs. And like,
Yup.
why'd you do 12 when you could do 1.5?
1.2.
Yeah, like, is there a reason for
Literally
that?
1/10 of what we
You
had.
could reduce your weight by so much. You're like, oh, yeah, I guess you got a point.
But like we would have reduced the weight at that point by like pennies. You know, the portion of the car, because we were already light. We were really light. The only big thing that would have made us lighter would have been A, less gears in the gearbox, or B, you know, aluminum suspension components.
Yeah.
Which
Are we doing that this year? Aluminum?
I
I've
think
heard
we're
so.
trying to.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But we've also got budgeting constraints this season.
That's fair.
That we did have last season, obviously, but it was a little different because of the circumstances this season, if
Yeah.
you don't know about them.
The $850 brakes budget.
Yep, last season, we had an $850 brakes budget, which, mind you, got us a set of brake pads. And then we went over budget for everything else.
Yep.
And we try to save money. Custom
did.
calipers,
We
we
did.
saved a ton of money.
Yeah.
Manufacturing our own calipers.
Yeah.
That's one of the cool things about our brake sub team. We could talk about that, actually.
Yeah.
We make our own brake components,
Yeah.
which is something unique to our team. At competitions, I don't think I've seen a single other team that makes their own brake components.
No, I have not. People would come up to us and be like,
Custom
that-
calipers?
Yeah, like you guys
What?
are insane.
What?
And then in Tennessee, they're like, oh yeah, no wonder you didn't pass brake check.
Damn.
But in what's it called, Rochester, and then Arizona, everybody just like, I can't believe you guys did this. Like, that's insane. We would never do that with, you know. But we save a lot of weight, a lot of money, you know, a lot of volume. Like the space, like a comparable Willwood caliper, is massive compared to our custom aluminum ones. So it was definitely the right choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we like to keep our rims tiny, our wheels tiny, and you're not fitting anything bigger than our calipers in that wheel, let alone with the hubs we use.
Oh my God, yeah.
And like the factor of safety is 12 because we can keep that that horizontal dimension so short.
Yeah.
You know, one of the reasons, anyways.
And those brakes held up, man. Because
They
what's
do.
it called? What happened in Arizona? You want to talk about that? I feel like you know more about that.
In Arizona.
When the wheel came off or something, and it was on the brake caliper, the whole car's weight.
Oh my God! All right, yeah. So
I
when
didn't
we
even know about
competed
this.
in Arizona, okay. So the way that the front suspension components go together, they're, you know, it's the spindle of the axle. Spindle's the right term for the outside teeth, right?
Spline?
Spline, the
Yeah.
spline, right,
Yeah.
right, and then it goes into a spindle. My bad. And then that goes through the upright, which holds the suspension components. That actually physically holds the wheel to the car, right?
Right.
And then the hub goes over the spline of the axle. But in between there has to be a bearing for the upright.
Right.
The bearing housing, I think, was turned in-house. I think one of our machinists turned it on the lathe, right?
Yeah.
And it cracked. And so the upright kind of like separated from the hub. Now, for those of us who are unfamiliar, because the three of us are brakes, we happen to know.
Yeah.
Right.
The rotor is attached to the hub. It spins with the wheel, it spins with the axle, it spins with the the drivetrain system. But the caliper is mounted to the upright and is attached to the chassis through the suspension components, right? The rotor was like this. It was on an angle because the wheel was trying to pull off of the axle when we moved. That rotor went into the aluminum of the caliper and was pulling on it against the mounting points. The caliper deformed by probably like 1/10 of an inch. The deformation was significant, but there was no failure. I want to take one of the little cameras and take a look at how the bolts that mounted the two halves, how much that pushed into the aluminum. But it held that wheel on.
Yeah, it literally held the car together.
Jesus Christ.
What I'm hearing is that brakes held the car together.
No, it did, 100%.
100%.
Absolutely did.
I don't know if you saw our YouTube channel. We have a couple videos there.
Yes,
but,
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm a little
Plug the
upset.
YouTube
There's
channel.
one clip.
That's literally where this is going, by the way.
Oh, okay, damn.
Damn.
There's this one clip that I'm a little upset got cut out. But there's a time we were talking about all the parts that broke in Arizona. And me and Matt are just in the back like, all right, but guess which parts didn't break?
Yes, sir.
The brakes.
Yup. Steering had an issue. Suspension had an issue. Drivetrain had a couple of issues. Brakes didn't have one in Arizona.
Not one issue.
Once we fixed the kinks, I don't want to use the term, but I'm going to say it. It was flawless.
Yeah.
Flawless.
Yeah.
And you know what? It needed to be bled a little bit.
Right.
Especially when people don't know how to bleed brakes.
Oh
I don't know. Were you guys there when I was doing?
Yes.
You definitely were. Brandon, you weren't
what
there
I
for
saw.
that.
Wait, I think I might have been.
When I was bleeding the brakes with somebody and I told them, hold down the pedal, I'm going to open the bleeder. And all you hear when I open the bleeder is, and that was the exact noise. And I swear to God, it rings in my head. It echoes throughout my skull, vibrating my brain. All you see was the fluid that was so ready to come out of that bleeder, pulled right back into the caliper. And just a ton of air. I bled those brakes for another 20 minutes before I got that air out of the caliper.
Yeah. No, that was.
And then I had to get bubbles out.
Seems like a fun time. I was there for that, actually, I think.
Were you?
I think so. I was just watching you do it the whole time. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
This guy was like, yo, I'm going to leave him to do this?
Exactly.
I'm going to walk away.
Arguably, it's probably my job to fix that, but...
Yeah,
I
it
just
should have
watched you
been.
do it.
It should have been.
For
I was
real, honestly.
the
you're right.
sub-team lead. I should have been like, Brendan,
Exactly.
get on
Delegate.
this.
Yeah, you
Delegate.
think I do any work on drivetrain right now? I just tell people what to do.
Dude, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I still don't know CAD, and I'm a sub-team lead. Yo, I'm a fake it till I make it in industry too, man.
Hell
That's
yeah,
what life's
yeah.
about sometimes.
No, but
Nah, that could go in. Dude, I'm an optical engineer. I'm not a mechanical engineer. If I get into the automotive industry, great. I definitely have the experience, but
Right.
So I have a question for the two of you.
all right, what's up?
You guys are both car guys.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You guys
You can
like
say that.
races. You guys
Yeah.
like Formula, right? The
Yeah,
both of
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You guys don't watch NASCAR though, right?
I do.
A
I'm
little bit, a little
literally
bit.
wearing a NASCAR hoodie right
Oh,
now.
my bad. Yo, number 22.
Well,
Oh,
Not so
all right.
much.
We'll
I'm-
get to that. We'll get to
we'll
that.
get to
Hang
that.
on.
Yeah.
All right. Brandon, we could start with you though.
right.
Why racing? Why cars?
I played a lot of racing games when I was growing up, and I feel like naturally, eventually, like, in like 8th grade for me anyway, I kind of wanted to like move into like the actual, real tangible thing. And then for high school, I went to a vocational school, and like my kind of like major or like mini major or whatever you would call it, or like my focus there was automotive technology, which was the most fun I've ever had. Well, to be fair, it got cut short because of COVID. But for the time that I was there, that was so much fun. We didn't even, I'll be honest with you, we barely did any like real work. We just kind of like ran. At one point we were playing like tag, like around, which is like
In a
super-
shop?
In a shop.
Around
OSHA,
lifts.
Exactly.
An OSHA shop?
Well, no, it was an OSHA shop. It was like
Oh.
our shop like on
Okay.
on
Alright.
campus. But
Copy,
like
copy.
OSHA would not have been happy.
No.
Absolutely.
I bet. Students? No way.
No, we didn't actually get hurt though. Surprising, which is honestly pretty surprising.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's
seeing
good.
as like
We take those.
Yeah.
We definitely take those.
at one point we tried putting like one of because we had like share time and like full time students.
Yeah.
We put like one of the share time guys like in the back of the trunk. See if he would fit. It was the back of a Chevy Malibu. It's actually surprisingly roomy back there. Like GM makes pretty good trunks.
Actually a Chevy Malibu.
It was. I feel like I have to include that.
The only thing that would have been
quality,
funnier
nice and
was if he
comfy.
said it was a 1998 Ford Crown Vic 3.0.
We actually had Grand Marquis, which is kind of like a Crown Vic.
Yeah, Grand Marquis.
Which is
nice.
honestly sick. It was
it's
so cozy.
It's just the
So
Mercury.
cool. The
Yeah,
trunk
Mercury
was
Ford.
so comfortable.
We actually, I think that's not even the first time we went into the back of like. We actually like sat in one of the trunks. That was probably like the second or third time, at that point.
Could I ask why? Why trunks? Just because they're like they
They
remind
had
you.
lockers around.
Exactly.
There were no
Our-
lockers to bully kids with.
Our auto tech teacher wasn't looking, and there's just
That's
a hole
always how
for,
it
ready to be
starts.
sat in. You
Dude,
know.
that's what we do on Baja too. It's like, yo, Sam wasn't looking.
Exactly, and that carries over. That carries
Yeah.
over for me anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no. I don't remember like learning a single thing in that class. It was so fun. I'm trying. One time I shocked myself
How long did you do this program
for 3 years, technically 3 years.
Didn't learn
But
anything for 3 years.
To be fair, we only got like in-house experience, like hands-on experience for like a year and a half because of COVID.
Okay.
I learned how to do an
gotcha.
oil change though, so there's that.
Dog.
most difficult
Literally.
maintenance.
Literally
Right.
one bolt. One bolt.
Exactly. It's how can you forget that? So but I did also learn how to do or like change like a serpentine belt like on a Chevy Astrovan, which is the biggest pain in the ass I've.
Was it the 3.8?
It might have been. I don't know. All I remember is that like it was super tight. But it was such a pain in the ass though, because like we had to like get all these like tools in there, we had to, like loosen the belt tensioner and like route this. I
Wait,
can't
you
say that.
guys. Wait, what?
I just said the word, dude.
Damn.
Wait, what word?
Alright,
Give me a
cut.
All right, yeah, no, we had to like fit like all these tools in there and like loosen all the tensioners and like I think we had to like remove some pulleys and whatever to like get this belt on, and we had like 2 inches probably, like we couldn't even fit our like hands in there for real. We had to like have like
Oh, was it one of the like mid 90s Astrovans?
Yeah, it was.
With the short little
yes,
hoods?
exactly.
Yup.
Yeah, we had
I
like
know exactly
we
what
had
you're
like the
talking about.
smallest guy in like our little group like get his little grubby hands in there.
It's a little grubby paws.
Exactly. I don't think I actually did anything that whole day either. I just kind of like watched them struggle with the belt. Didn't even do anything. I think I might have like handed tools, so I wasn't like completely useless.
Same question to you. Why cars? Why racing?
Why cars? Why race? Same reason as Brandon, honestly. I played a lot of racing video games growing up. Like
Yes,
5
sir.
years old, I remember playing the first Forza Motorsport. And man, that was a great game. I love that game. Playing Need for Speed, man, all those games are so much fun. And I don't know. I don't really spend a lot of time around cars in my life. Honestly, I want to say maybe the first time I really spent time around a car was when I was learning how to drive. Not very mechanically inclined, don't have a lot of experience like y'all do, but just learning how to drive, I enjoy it so much, especially when I'm going fast. So racing.
On a closed course, of course,
No.
not on
Yeah,
not on
of course.
course.
Yeah,
Of
Route 21,
course.
closed course, yeah.
Exactly.
Nah, you got to be careful on Route 21.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
no,
that's,
that's
wait.
so
that's
sketchy.
where I
wait.
crashed my car.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
Naturally.
No,
yeah. Rest in peace, Amelia.
Amelia was the Jeep's name?
That was the Jeep's name.
Oh, God bless Amelia.
God bless Amelia.
I'm gonna pour one out when I get home.
Seriously. We can pour one out right now.
Yeah, but no, I think once I got my Jeep, right, that was used to be my brother's car. Such a simple car to work on. There's so much room to work on things, and yeah, it can be a pain in the butt sometimes when everything's rusted and you got to bust out the PB blaster and try to get all these bolts out. But
Oh, absolutely.
it was a lot of fun working on my car. That's why I got interested in Baja. But I don't know. It's like, how do you not like racing?
That's true.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
how do you not?
I-
It's like a primal instinct.
Yeah, like adrenaline. Like
Exactly.
I get adrenaline just from watching it. Like, God damn, they're going 200 miles an hour.
Oh, seriously. No, but we're also in a room with a bunch of guys into racing.
Yeah, yeah.
course.
So it might not be the right audience to ask.
That's true.
So your Jeep was a 99 Cherokee?
99 Cherokee. Looked like a shoebox.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. We all know. We
Yeah.
all know. Square headlights.
Square headlights. It was beautiful.
Oh,
Christmas time, I'd put lights on the car. Christmas lights on the car. And
I don't think I ever
Christmas
saw
tree.
that.
Yeah.
That's sweet as hell.
Yeah, it did great in the snow. I made it
yeah.
a point to not clear a parking spot when it snows, just because I love getting out of the snow in that car, like just kicking up all that snow.
My first, I guess not my first car. My first car, my brother blew up. It was a 2001 Ford, 2001 Ford Taurus. My brother decides to drive it into a 4-foot deep puddle because I live down on the Jersey Shore. And he decides to drive it into a puddle and then try to start it while it's in the puddle.
Oh my god!
Water went right into the intake. Beat. By the time we got it home, it was dude, those 3 liters too, bulletproof. But I guess then my second car had the same 3-liter engine, funny enough, was a 2004 Mazda B3000, which is the Ford Ranger
Sick.
That's awesome.
Mazda.
Yeah.
So
Christix has it, actually.
it's a foreign truck.
Right.
It's a foreign pickup truck, right? I was cool. I was driving a foreign car. I drove a Mazda. But that
Damn,
thing
foreign
was
is
fun
boring.
in snow. That was fun in snow. Because with that like light steel bed, rear wheel drive, no traction control, no ABS.
Oh my god! Yes,
Dude.
Yes.
I know you know what
I
no
love
traction
that.
control's
Oh,
like.
hitting a puddle in the rain, adrenaline. Ooh, get my heart rate up.
Oh, yes, sir. Always, dude.
Just a little hydroplaning,
Dude, hydroplaning
Casually.
is the best.
Yeah.
I guess as far as I go, I grew up around cars. There's almost like a legacy to cars for me. My grandfather owned a junkyard on Staten Island before Staten Island was as dense as it is. So Staten Island is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. New York City is not just Manhattan, for anybody not in the tri-state, right? So my grandfather owned a junkyard on Staten Island, and my father was too young when he had passed away to take over the business. So he was always into cars, but he didn't have them anymore. So he had picked up project cars, and in my backyard is still the 73 Pontiac GTO Le Mans that he took out of my grandfather's junkyard that we need to get working because it's a 455, which is the big block Chevy, numbers matching. So you get that going, you get it cleaned up. That's like a real collectible car. Really nice car. Don't get me wrong. It gets 6 miles to the gallon and is only 210 horsepower.
Smiles per gallon.
Those are my
Smiles
favorite,
per gallon, yes
my
sir.
favorite kinds of vehicles.
No, absolutely. So I just grew up around it, and I've worked on small motors my whole life. I've been driving stick since I was 14 years old. It was just kind of a part of my upbringing. And you're actually driving stick now.
I learned how to drive a manual last month, and I am still not good. To be fair, I had to learn it pretty much all on my own because nobody else taught me or could teach me.
Yeah.
And I also just taught recently my brother how to teach or how to drive my car.
Right.
And he was already doing better than me.
Damn.
To be fair, I was telling him what to do.
I was gonna say having a teacher is important, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh wait, you
So-
figured this out by yourself?
Well, I mean, I had YouTube videos, but that's not really.
You know what? That's impressive, man. That's impressive.
No, seriously.
I'll take it.
No,
I'll take
definitely.
it as I
definitely.
wrap my hand around the wire. But yeah, you know what? I'm just
Keep
dying
going.
here.
Keep going.
I am going to need a new clutch very soon.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course,
what happens.
dude. Your first clutch goes
Yeah.
like that.
It also helps that my drive here, all of the red lights, if I go locally and not on the highway, all of the red lights are so poorly timed. As soon as my light turns green, the next one just turns red, and it's like that for an entire 2-mile road.
Yeah.
It pisses me off so much. I actually halfway through, I think I'm gonna be patient with this. I'll just this is a good time for me to practice my clutch control. Rolling
Early
off
in the
line.
morning, going to campus, trying to take it easy.
Halfway through, I lose it. I get so mad.
Blood's boiling, smoke coming out the ears, face tomato red.
And the whole way down, I'm burning my clutch out. The guy behind me probably thinks I'm
Watch your words.
I'm really trying.
He can
here.
bleep you once. The guy behind
Exactly.
you thinks you're a fucking jerk off.
Exactly.
We
You know.
all get one bleep.
Yeah.
One bleep an episode.
Yeah, it's PG-13.
That's mine. That's mine. I'll take that.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Oh, like the first week that I got my car, like I was driving out of like a Saturday meeting here, and I don't know if you know that hill, like on Martin Luther King. I don't know if you go down that road.
Going
or not.
east or west?
East? I don't know. I don't have a compass in my car.
Hang on. MLK goes north and south.
I was about to say.
I wouldn't know. I honestly wouldn't even know. There's like this hill on that street.
Yeah.
And like I was already nervous coming up to it because there's a stoplight, right? And in my nervousness, I didn't realize I was sitting there, my foot on the clutch the whole time in third gear. And as soon as the light turns green, and mind you, there's like a line of traffic behind me.
Oh, of course.
Of course, right? It's empty until I hit a light on a hill, of course.
Always.
And then I try to go. As soon as the light turns green, I stall like 5 times, and I never realize until I eventually start going in third gear, which my car does not have the torque for. I had
You
to like
got it moving uphill in a third gear.
which is impressive in
That's
hindsight.
really impressive.
But
You
my
went to
car
like
was not
shift
happy.
into second, and it was like, bruh.
I tried to go into second, and then I realized at that point, of course, that's not second gear. While I'm going like 15 miles an hour, and my revs drop to like 250 RPM.
I idle higher than that.
My car was not happy about that. So I think that one incident probably halved the lifetime of my clutch. Just
You're
from,
probably right.
When you replace that clutch, which maybe you do it yourself, maybe you don't, you better keep that clutch.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
to. I'm gonna like frame it or
I
something.
was gonna say you need to go into the makerspace and custom make a shadow box to
I
put it
should.
up on the wall.
I should do
You
that.
have to.
My
Right.
first clutch, lifespan of 1 month.
Yeah, dude.
One
No. We don't count it. We don't measure in months. We measure in miles.
Of course.
You've put 2,000 miles on. it,
I
right?
just hit 100,000 miles yesterday. I had my friends in the car when we hit that. So
Congratulations.
Clap it up.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Yeah,
clap
dude,
it up
that's
to
a big
Randy,
one.
the name of my car. I named
Oh,
it Randy.
Randy.
Nice.
All right,
My
Randy.
beautiful 2014 base model Hyundai Veloster. It's not what I'm talking about.
130 horsepower.
140 actually.
Oh, whoa, my bad, yo. I didn't
Damn.
mean to assume.
And it feels
Oh,
less
yeah,
than it
that's-
feels
that's
like
my
way
beef.
less than that, honestly. It's basically a Miata with a hatch. I've said that before, but it's basically a Miata with a hatchback. I love it though.
True.
It gets like 30 miles. I got like 30 miles per gallon like on my way to New York,
Damn.
which
30?
I also Damn.
That's
which
it.
is
That's it.
what
For a
would stop
tiny
go-
little shitter. No offense or nothing.
of course.
You out of storage?
Yeah.
Do you want me to pause up here?
Sure.
The webcam's also going.
Okay.
Does that
Just
work for
edit
you?
that in.
Yeah, we'll make sure that the webcam's still going. It is seemingly going. Hey.
Hi,
Yo, we're at
guys.
40 minutes, guys. We're kind of killing it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice. This is fun.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I found another SIM card in my bag if you need a SIM card.
No, I got it.
All right, copy.
Yeah.
Are you having a good time, Shawn?
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
want to chime in at all?
No, you're good. You guys are doing great, bro.
Thank you. How is it listening from the third party? Is there any dead time? Like dead space?
No, I think you might be talking a little bit too much though.
Okay.
Like meaning like, you know, the percentage of who's talking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, me personally am talking
Yeah.
too much. Okay.
Not like. I'm not saying you should not talk, but
No, absolutely.
Honestly,
Maybe
though,
give it
I feel
more-
Like, yeah, he does have a high percentage, but I feel like that's good. Cause
It's good
he's,
stuff.
He's really like leading the conversation,
That's true.
which I
Yeah.
think I wouldn't be doing good at.
I would not be doing good at that.
I'm like kind of trying to push for a little bit more conversation. I hope it's coming off like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
think so.
Alright,
Yeah,
alright.
absolutely.
Okay.
I think it works.
Fucking with this though.
Yeah.
Fucking with it.
Nah, this is fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the water.
Mark.
That was a nice clap.
Was it a nice clap? Did it sound crisp in the...
It was very crisp.
No,
actually.
it's crisp. It's crisp.
Dude, these microphones are killer,
Nah, they're
dude.
good.
They are.
Yeah.
Shout out. All right, this has to go. It doesn't have to go to the front of the video, by the way. But NJIT WJTB Radio Club, absolutely stellar guys. Incredible setup. I need to get I don't know if he's the technical director or the program manager. I need to get the head of their club in here for an interview. Absolutely great bunch of guys. They hooked it up.
Yeah, no,
Look
it's a
at this
nice
setup,
yeah.
dude. It's
Great.
an
Way
awesome
too nice of a
setup.
setup for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been in professional recording studios. I have been doing AV for years. I've been in professional studios. I've been in real radio station recording booths. This is a stellar setup. This is awesome. This is an awesome rig. I've got another question for you guys, and I think I know the answer, but we're gonna have a little conversation for the audience. Euro or JDM?
It was coming.
Oh my god.
Come on, you already know JDM, bro.
JDM. I have to go with JDM because that's like kind of the first group I went with. Back in
For the
ninth grade.
uninitiated, what is Euro or JDM?
Oh, that's a good point. All right, so when referring to the automotive markets, people often refer to the nationality of the make or nationality, the nation in which it originates from, of a car make. So Euro is European. This includes German cars, Italian cars, British cars. British generally being very high-end handmade cars like Rolls-Royce and Bentleys. Allegedly handmade.
Allegedly.
American being, your Chrysler, your General Motors, and your Ford Motor Company. And then JDM being your Nissans, your Mazdas.
Like the soup. Listen.
What am I missing, JDM fans?
Everything else.
Honda,
Toyota.
Did you say
Honda, Toyota, Subaru. And then you
say
have
Mazda already?
KDM, which is Hyundai. I did say Mazda.
Right.
I drove a Mazda. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
drive
naturally.
a foreign. I'm cool. And then you have your KDM, which is Hyundai Kia Genesis.
Yes, sir.
You've got a little Hyundai Motor Company.
I'm a little biased. It's a cute little thing. It's not very well made.
It's
I
like
will
you.
say it's not very well made.
What do you mean, bro? That thing had 100,000-mile factory warranty.
That is true. That is true.
So it don't matter if it's well built.
That is true. It was meant to be like a cheap little guy anyway. My car's very cute though. It has little whiskers on it.
Oh, yeah.
Randy's got little whiskers on him.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know
I'm
if it's
gonna
like a
make
factory
that
thing.
cat purr. Yo, we can cut that.
Sean's gonna have a lot of work to do.
What if we all just started cursing? Like, this is getting Shawn a terrible time.
If you do need any help editing this, I can hop in on this file too. You don't need to be the executive producer, the editor, the videographer.
Nah, you guys are great.
Credits is gonna be 5 minutes long with just one name scrolling past dozens and dozens of times. No, seriously, shout out to Shawn. He's really been hooking it up with marketing. Everything you see on this YouTube channel is all thanks to Shawn.
Thank you. Shout out to Dan also. Daniel. He's also editing our videos.
Yes. Oh, you're going to see his name in the credits. Cool guy. We're going to have to get him in once, depending on how many of these podcasts, how often we're doing them.
Right.
So you guys are both JDM.
Yeah, JDM.
I will
Why?
say I'm
Why?
kind of like turning away from JDM now.
Really?
Really?
To be
I mean,
fair, I
that's
think
crazy.
like nowadays.
They're dumb and ugly.
What?
Well, okay, I
Hold
didn't
up,
say that.
hold
I
up,
didn't say
hold up,
that.
hold
I
up.
will say Toyota seems to be like the only respectable JDM brand now. I'm not gonna lie, because Subaru is just I don't know what. The only reason why they didn't screw up the BRZ is because of that partnership with Toyota. I swear, it's the only reason that the new BRZ is not awful. Although the WRX, the new one anyway, it's not a bad car, but it's just like everything that enthusiasts don't want, like plastic cladding and. Well, I think they have a reason for it, but I don't care. I don't care.
Honestly,
And they're not coming out with an STI,
Yep.
which I was never going to buy, but I would have liked to know that
No,
it
of
exists.
The BRZ
But-
should be a two-seater. I stand by that.
Is it not a two-seater?
No, there's back seats. Don't you remember we
What?
shoved you in the back seats of the BRZ in the New York Auto Show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
need to be a or four-seater, actually.
Okay, so it's a two-door though.
Yeah.
It is a two-door,
Okay.
but it should be a two-seater because, like,
I can't believe I forgot about
Brandon, not a very large guy, could
Yeah.
not
I
fit.
know.
that. Yeah, no, my head was hitting the ceiling, and my knees were, like, hitting, like, the back or the front seats. I don't know if you had the
I
seats like,
honestly-
all the way
honestly-
forward or not, but
That trunk might have been better.
it might have been.
It might have been roomier, honestly.
It-
Full
I'm-
circle.
it all comes back to the Chevy Malibu.
yeah.
What year was that Chevy Malibu? Do you
I
know?
think it was 2009?
2009. Oh,
2010.
okay.
I don't
A little
know.
modern. Same
Yeah.
generation as my Aura. It's the same car.
Oh, sick. Well, yeah, I will say it was a very nice trunk. GM killed it with the trunk space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Honda 250cc engine that's sitting in the trunk of my car, and the false floor that's in there for the the spare tire that's underneath it,
Right.
collapsed in. Because I just took this like 80-pound 92 Honda quad motor and went,
80 pounds isn't that much. I feel like it should be
but
able
it's
to hold 80.
concentrated.
Okay, that's fair.
dense.
That's fair.
It was like right in the middle of the board, and the board just went.
Oh man.
So, what do you guys think about the Toyota? What is it? The GT86?
GR86.
GR86.
It used to be the GT86, I think.
Yeah.
But now it's the GR86.
Yeah.
Okay, the GR86. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's a cute little guy.
I think she's cute.
Yeah,
He's got a nice tuchus to it.
And
Definitely.
low key, the MSRP is what, like 36 grand?
No,
Yeah.
honestly, that is the one reason, honestly, that I am still sticking with JDM because honestly, if we're talking about history, like 90s, like I think the prime time for cars.
That's true.
Not the prime time, but from prime time for JDM cars, right? Though they were hits.
Okay, yeah.
Hits.
If we're
Back
ta-
to back, too.
If
back
we're
to
talking
back.
90s, I would probably say JDM too.
JDM
Low-key.
has it. But the only reason I'm still sticking with JDM, honestly, the BRZ. It's a nice, affordable sports car, right? It might not be too fast, but two-door, rear-wheel drive, front engine. What more could you
It
ask
checks
for?
all the boxes.
Okay.
Cheap.
The
And-
only
yeah.
thing that has that's worth it
Also
is
manual.
the rear wheel drive.
Manual.
That's it.
You
That's
can
all
get- If you're thinking of the same price point, you're going to Korea for the Hyundai Veloster.
I do love the
275
Veloster.
horsepower,
I
electric
don't think
limited
that's-
slip front wheel drive.
Wait.
That's accurate.
How much power?
The Veloster N,
Oh,
275
Veloster.
horsepower.
That's a Veloster N.
That's what I meant. I meant. I didn't mean a
I-
Veloster base.
Right. I thought you were
Who
talking.
drives a Veloster base?
I wonder
right?
who would drive that.
6-speed dual wet clutch manual transmission.
The new Veloster is sick.
275 horsepower hatchback. You can actually fit 4 people in it.
Comfortably too.
Then you have to see you drive a
Comfortably,
Hyundai.
Hey, what?
All right, you have to look at somebody and say, "Hey, man, I spent the same money you did on your Toyota, but if anything breaks for twice as long, I'm covered by the factory warranty and you're not. I know your Toyota's reliable and my Hyundai might not always be, but I'll never have to pay a dime because by the time it reaches 100,000 miles, I will sell it."
All right, but you need a little excitement in your life. You know?
Compelling.
That boxer,
That's true.
blowing up that gasket. Come on, it just adds a little
course.
highlight to your day. You know?
Oh yes, dude. H engines are amazing.
Yeah, I love them.
Who doesn't love them, honestly?
The BRZ is a decent car.
It's
It is.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I, as a Euro fan, there is nothing in my market that competes for the price.
Yeah.
Even an S3 is like a $42,000 car, like an Audi S3.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at BMW, you're not getting nearly the performance, but it is rear-wheel drive or whatever.
Yeah.
With the Audi, you're getting the all-wheel drive, which is cool. Unless if you're going to go for a Fiat.
Fix it
And
again,
honestly,
Tony.
you know what?
Fix it again, Tony.
Honestly, there's like a guy in my town with like a tuned like Fiat 500. It sounds
People-
ridiculous.
That sounds nice.
People,
That sounds nice. I'm not
people
gonna lie.
love their
It-
Fiats.
yeah,
People
it-
really do.
It goes. It goes.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
way
she
faster
does.
than my car.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guarantee. It's a little guy too. I think he like used to work for Domino's too, so he was delivering pizzas.
Oh,
And everything.
yo, honestly,
Yo.
I'm pretty sure I told you guys, dream job when I was a kid. Pizza delivery. I wanted to just be roaming these streets.
No,
delivering
absolutely,
pizza.
absolutely. When I was 15, I wanted to get my motorcycle license just to deliver pizza on a moped. How cool would that be, though?
That'd be awesome,
That's
right?
sick.
Right? Right?
That is sick. I still kind of want a moped too. Honestly, just to ride around.
Fair
I
enough,
kind of
fair
want to like
enough.
hit like a jump off of a moped. This has nothing to do with.
We
with
can
pizza.
definitely set that up. That
I
is
don't-
incredible.
I don't know if we can do that on campus here.
All right. I have one question for you guys.
All right.
As JDM fans,
Yes.
Right.
are you guys familiar with the Audi TT?
Yes.
Of course. I
So
love the Audi TT.
JDM has the 90s. Euro takes 2000 to probably 2020.
That's probably debatable. I would say it's debatable.
All right, let's just
If
for
we're
the
talking
record.
about JDM versus Euro, I'm on your boat, Matt. I'm on your boat.
Let us just admire the absolute beauty of the feminine
This is like-
design of the early 2000s Audi TT.
I do love the Audi TT. I'm not gonna lie. I can't disagree with you on this aspect, but
You
As a
could
whole.
get it with the VR6, absolutely bulletproof 6-cylinder, all-wheel drive with a 6-speed transmission, and the thing was like 2,800 pounds, dude. And it's gorgeous. She is a beaut. Tell me she's not.
No,
I'd say it's cuter than gorgeous.
It's cuter than gorgeous?
Yeah.
All right, let's say wide body.
Now, comparing to other cars at the time from the JDM market, I think closest thing they can compare and it's an overrated car.
That is
but
probably not a good
350Z,
example.
370Z,
So overrated.
but they're overrated.
So overrated.
Overrated.
They're just like, oh, but they're rear-wheel drive. Dude, when these were in all-wheel drive, they were peg leg. They were one-wheel drive. Some of these. Yeah, it's sad. If you got the 1.8 turbo, the 180 horsepower instead of the 225 horsepower, it was literally one-wheel drive. It was like a transaxle. It was really funny. But they changed that around when they updated in 2004 to have the navigation package and things like that.
Yeah.
But also, you're living in the lap of Audi luxury with beautiful leather interior and well-crafted plastics.
Well-crafted plastics.
Yeah,
They have
no,
nice plastic.
absolutely.
There's some nice
Alright.
plastic
Yes.
out there, and you know what? Germany got it.
No, Mercedes plastic, cheap. You ever been inside of a modern Mercedes? Cheap. Everything like creaks and like crinkles when you touch it. All right, guys. So to wrap up the podcast,
Yeah.
as we should have been talking about this whole time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
What is up in Formula One?
Okay, so
I don't know nothing. I watched NASCAR with my ex-girlfriend's family. I was really into NASCAR. I love cars. Don't know anything
NASCAR
about Formula One.
very fun. I'm honestly ashamed of myself for not getting NASCAR sooner. But as a quick overview of what Formula One is, so it's a regulation-based series. So I think we're at like 10 manufacturers right now. These 10 manufacturers, with their hundreds of millions of dollars, have to build a race car.
Their small budget of just a couple $100 million.
A small little $1 million.
I think their budget cap.
I think our budget might be bigger,
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
By like a couple $billion. But yeah, so these 10 teams have to build a race car. It's powered by a V6 turbo hybrid. I don't know the exact power figure, but it's close to around like 1,000 horsepower. Combined hybrid and combustion engine.
Okay, right.
And these cars are capable of hitting like 200 plus miles an hour. I think like the highest recorded speed is like 230, or it might be 220.
All right, so I've got a quick question. So the makes have teams with different drivers, similar to NASCAR.
Kind of not really, because like, all right, there's Red Bull, right? They used to be with Aston Martin, then they were with Honda. Now they're just Red Bull, even though they're still using that Honda engine.
And Renault, they were with
they claim
Renault
it's their
at one
own.
point, too.
Oh yeah, Renault, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just whoever has a bunch of money. Sometimes they team up with a make.
Okay, so like
it's not required.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
Williams. I think Williams is like Williams and Haas are like the two. I think right. Am I think? Yeah, the only
makes-
two teams that aren't manufacturer based.
Williams is. I think Williams makes some cars.
Well, now they do.
More
recently they do. But they started out in the '90s with like as their own like as a private team.
Okay.
Headed by Frank Williams, RIP.
Audi's also
Alright,
joining
so
this, by the way, pretty soon.
Oh yeah, 2026, I think.
Yeah. That again.
Joining the podcast or?
Nice. They definitely are, Shawn. Don't worry.
Okay.
They're sponsoring the next video.
So
I hope
this
so.
is something that's news to me, as a matter of fact. Like, I'm aware of what Formula is. I don't know nothing, but like, the engine is standard.
The type of engine is standard.
Yeah.
Like
There's limitations
Yeah.
to design. Kind of like with us, like, oh, your chassis has to be within these standards. So they're giving a...
Okay, do you guys know those loosely? So 6 cylinders. It could be
Yeah.
straight or V.
No, it's a V6.
Okay, so it has to be a V6.
Right.
It has to be
And-
within 2 certain like displacements.
Yeah, I think it has to be maximum like a 2 liter. I think it's
Maximum
it's
2
a
liter.
small engine,
Yeah.
but it
Very
revs
small,
to like
yeah.
20,000 RPM or something
Right.
like that.
yeah.
They're designed
Which
to
is
do that.
insane. Yeah.
That's why they
Exactly.
get so high pitched.
So as a team, you can either make your own engine or you can go to a supplier. So I think suppliers right now, there used to be Honda, but they dropped out last season, I think. And now you have Ferrari, Mercedes. McLaren's with Mercedes. Wow, I should know this off the top of my head. But yeah, you get the point though. So you can either like make your own, like design and build your own engine, which is very expensive.
It is
Absolutely.
extremely
yeah.
expensive.
Absolutely.
Or you could just like go to a manufacturer and have them supply your engines.
Right. And you guys mentioned Red Bull uses a Honda.
They
Used to, but now
okay.
they absorbed Honda, I think.
Yes.
When they pulled out, and now it's Red Bull powertrains.
Yeah.
So they basically make their own engine.
Interesting.
So it's like it's a Honda engine, but
With
since
the
Honda's
Red
no
Bull
longer in
sticker
it,
on it.
now, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but Yeah, it's a very interesting like development series. Yeah, like they said, like millions, like hundreds of millions of dollars, like go into designing and building these cars.
Absolutely.
There's also a lot of money from like sponsorships, and it's also the biggest worldwide motorsport series. And I don't know what the viewership is exactly, but it's definitely like in the tens of millions per race, I believe.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So we just wrapped up with a series, a circuit. What is it?
Yeah. Like it's like in terms of like the kinds of like races or the tracks that they race on.
Well, like the season just ended, right? Like
Yeah.
there was announced like a 2022 racer, like winning racer.
Well,
Oh,
actually,
yeah, the champion.
The champion was decided a couple of races ago. He won by a lot.
Yeah, a very
Oh, wow.
decent margin. He won the championship in Suzuka, which is like 4 races before the end of the season.
Yeah,
He had that
like
large
no
of a
one had a
margin.
chance mathematically. Like
Yeah.
he finished
Oh,
the race and
wow.
they're like, yeah, there's no way anyone can catch up to you, so you're our champion.
But that's unofficial, and then like at the last race, they actually like gave him this trophy.
Oh, of course,
Um,
of course. You don't walk for graduation until you're done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically the same concept. So yeah, allegedly the regulations this year were supposed to like promote closer competition, which is funny because last year we had more. Well,
Competition.
yeah,
Because
but
somebody didn't win 4 races before the end
Yeah,
of the
it came
fucking
down
well,
to
series.
technically, I think we had more on-track passing this year than last year. But the championship was way more exciting last year than it was this year.
The beginning of the
What?
season was nice though.
Yeah, it was nice. It was
interesting.
nice.
It was and testing. Oh my
Yeah.
god, testing was a great time.
I was hoping Haas would be champions this year, but we'll have to wait another year.
yeah,
for the
no,
SAE
Haas
Championship
supremacy
itself.
next year. They got it.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn.
Max Verstappen.
Yeah,
possibly?
Max Verstappen. Yes. Yeah. I recently found an article actually that said he would pull out of Formula One as soon as his contract ends with Red Bull, who he won his last 2 championships with.
Yeah,
Um,
back to back.
Back to
Oh
back.
wow! Is
Yeah.
that like?
But that's not.
Is that a record?
No, not at
no.
all.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty impressive.
So
It is
the-
impressive.
Oh, absolutely.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
No.
a young man too.
Yeah. No. I think he's 25. Right. I don't know
I think it
any
might
of
be
these
older.
numbers off the top of my
I think it might be a little bit. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
young
Talk about
in
look it up.
racing, though.
Yeah, no, he's. I think he's the youngest winner in Formula One history.
That's cool.
I
how about you're on the dot, 25 years
I
old?
knew it. See, I'm on
I don't know why I
Wow.
doubted you.
Yeah.
it. I don't know why I did it myself.
You're a
either.
fake fan of Formula.
Yeah, no,
Fake Formula fan.
But yeah,
I thought we were
but
talking about like the stuff for babies, you know.
naturally. But yeah, he said recently in a interview with Sky Sports that he would pull out of Formula One as soon as his contract ends with Red Bull, which at first it kind of shocked me at first because the championships or the Formula One's most recent champion announcing that he's gonna leave the sport
Oh,
potentially.
absolutely.
But that's in like 5 years, and by then
jarring.
he'll be like 31.
That's-
So that's honestly a reasonable time to leave.
No,
I was gonna say. I know
I would say it's
NASCAR
reasonable.
racers go for a long time.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm sure you guys could agree with me, but if you're the type of person that is into racing, usually racing is your life, and you want to do it until you die.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
100%.
That's true.
If
And,
you're,
ideally, until you die while racing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
right.
Dale Earnhardt.
Oh,
yo, raise hell, praise Dale.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
No, but like, so this is surprising to me that someone that has spent their whole life, karting and then doing all this stuff, it seems like he kind of lost that passion in terms of like he's at the top of his career.
I think he said that he wanted to do something else aside from Formula One, but not that he was just like leaving racing entirely, because that would have been surprising.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But maybe we might see him in NASCAR, because we've actually this year we had I think 3 different former Formula One drivers in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we had-
totally different racing.
Yeah, we had Kimi Räikkönen, Jacques Villeneuve. I can't pronounce his name because it's French. Daniel Kvyat. We also had some like other road course racers from Europe come over here, in the form of Mike Rockenfeller and some other guys that I feel bad forgetting, but hopefully they never listen to this podcast.
Yeah, let's.
Oh man, now they're not going to
sure
visit
hope.
us. Now they're not
They're
going to
not
be
going
guests.
I feel bad. No, but yeah. I think I kind of want to hope that Max Verstappen comes to NASCAR, because that would be really funny.
That would be.
That'd
yeah.
be hilarious.
You know what? I want to see
I
him
have
do
no
rally
idea
racing.
who that is.
Yeah.
So just walked in.
Yo,
in the middle
seriously,
of our
bro.
podcast. Another Brakes member.
Literally another Brakes member.
They keep spawning.
They just keep spawning. This is Alex. He was meaning to join us earlier. He had a little bit of a busy evening. It is a Friday night, after all.
Yeah.
We are all volunteering our Friday night to be here.
Yeah.
Having a Baja blast. This is the second time it's said that.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we recorded the first time you sang that, but whatever.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope
Uh,
so. Sponsorship coming soon.
I hope.
Yeah.
So, who was that racer you were just talking about?
Max Verstappen.
Yes, who's that?
He is of Dutch origin. He is the series. That's pretty important. in
No, it
Formula
is
One.
actually.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
When he's on his home track, oh my God, orange sea. Yeah, you just look in the crowd.
Everywhere
everybody's
too.
orange.
Not
Yeah.
even just
Nice.
in the Netherlands when
Nice.
they race there.
That is
That's
true,
actually cool.
But yeah, he's the son of Jos Verstappen, who was also another Formula One driver back in the early 2000s. Not very impressive of a driver, I will
He
say.
did get on fire in one race.
That
though.
is true. He did
like,
catch on fire.
Wait,
at
like-
one point.
like-
Oh,
in the
literally on
pits, yes,
fire.
in the pits. Like back
Like
then.
that boy on fire.
yeah,
Yeah.
quite
Word.
literally.
Yeah, like he came into the pit lane at that time. They were allowing refueling. They don't allow that anymore.
Right,
You're not
right,
allowed to
right.
refuel during the race, but something happened and this man just caught on fire. And if you watch this video, I think
The
it's-
man or the car?
the man
Both, I guess.
was on fire.
Was he?
No
Yeah.
way.
It happens more than once in the series history.
Yeah. But you watch this video and you're like, how is this man as calm as he is?
Well, they train for stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It
I'm
kind
sure
of
they
looked
do.
like that Pink Floyd album cover where the guy's just on fire. He's like just chilling.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Or like the meme, like, this is fine.
Yeah.
All right, word.
And then his pit crew puts him out.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Which you would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think
They just sit there and literally watch him burn.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but yeah, you can keep going.
Yeah,
Whatever.
so Max Verstappen is the series' most recent champion. Very accomplished young man. He started in back in 2016, I think, with Toro Rosso, which is now AlphaTauri.
Okay.
So
that's
he's,
that's Red Bull's
Yeah.
kind of junior team that's in F1.
which I honestly think
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
more
wow.
than than
So Red Bull kind of has two teams.
yeah.
Okay.
F1.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's a very young man. I think he's, like you said, he was 25 now. Already a two-time champion. He's very, very accomplished.
Yeah.
And he's
very-
already talking about leaving the sport.
Yeah.
Well,
which is,
honestly, I don't really blame him because Formula One. Well, I've never been in a Formula One car, obviously. Believe it or not, you know.
well, I have, and I wouldn't give.
Believe it or not. As a previously professional driver.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very taxing on your body, and it's also very time-consuming.
Oh,
Having
yeah.
to travel like the world like 20-something times,
Those guys are athletes.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the top
Without
of
a
the
doubt.
game.
Uh-huh.
At
Like-
the top of the game.
pulling like 3 Gs like consistently
Oh, yeah.
for like 2 hours straight, no breaks,
You know, you look at all these drivers, thick necks,
huge necks, like tree
Huge.
trunks.
Yeah.
thicker than my thigh.
No, literally, dude. Like
No
you're
way.
insane.
What is the average circumference of a Formula driver's neck?
Like
Probably the
like
size of a
this-
tire.
This
Probably the size of a tire. Nice. 80 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
circumference.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're very, very healthy. I will say.
No,
They're very
definitely.
strong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's very taxing on your body. So naturally, you know, you can only be in that sort of series for a certain number of years.
Oh, absolutely. But a Mercedes official said that back in 2007, Lewis Hamilton had a 14-inch collar size.
Wow.
Fernando
Alonso.
is said to have a neck thickness of 45 centimeters or 17.7 inches.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So
Converting.
Huge necks.
their necks are on average.
Yeah.
I have like a 16.5-inch neck. So
Double your neckness.
no,
What?
Lewis Hamilton has a smaller neck. Than
Oh, he's
me.
a small
No
neck. Oh, I
way.
thought you said what?
in 2007, according to a Mercedes
Okay.
official. Thank you, Alex.
So you
I
should,
still-
you
that's
should
a
do
pretty big
formula
neck.
then. is
I
what I'm
should
hearing.
probably do
You should get
formula.
You got the
I've
neck
just
for
got
it.
great neck.
I know from experience.
That's crazy. Is this so? He's the current champion.
Yes.
What does that mean for the sport? Somebody in his position saying that.
Not really a whole lot, honestly, because I mean, he's accomplished. He can do whatever he wants, really, with his career.
True.
So I mean, it opens the door for someone else potentially to join in that Red Bull seat. Many can speculate who that is. I will.
Danny. Ricardo, come on.
I hope so. Honestly, I really do.
Daniel
Is he,
Ricardo,
in F-
former Red Bull driver.
Yes.
That moved teams after some drama and stuff like that. But he's now back as a third driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
can have like 2 drivers, like 2 primary drivers,
Right.
and like some few reserve drivers. So as of right now, Daniel Ricciardo is in that reserve driver position.
Yeah. Which means he will race, by the way, because now it's a rule
Yes.
that now I think this is a new rule from last year, this season that just ended.
Yeah.
Where the reserve driver has to race in at least one race.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
to get them on track experience.
I thought it was practice.
It was practice?
Yeah, I think it's just
You're right. It is practice.
yeah, because having like a primary driver like out for a race is kind of like huge for like
That is true.
championship.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for the championship. But yeah, no. For this year, you have to have one of your reserve drivers drive in free practice at least once throughout the season. I think it's at least once.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to free up that
makes
space
enough
eventually.
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, by the way, for the race weekend, how it's constructed, we'll probably talk about this. So on Fridays, you have 2 practice sessions, each about like an hour long. Saturday, you have another practice session before qualifying, which is split into 3 sections, 3 time sections, and whoever sets the fastest lap.
Yeah. It's fastest lap. It doesn't matter who you're racing with.
Yeah. And throughout each session during qualifying, the bottom 5 drivers get knocked out. So in Q1, drivers who finish 15th through 20th get knocked out, and then it goes down to the next
Right.
5 and the next 5, or just one next 5. So then Q3, which is the final sessions, just the top 10 shootout for pole position.
Okay. Yeah.
And pole position's the fastest driver, and
Right.
they get to start first on the on race day.
Yeah.
Copy.
Which I think Formula One has the biggest emphasis on pole position in comparison to like other series, just because like the deficit between how fast teams are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's great advantage being in pole position. It's starts
Yes.
typically have an incident.
Usually,
Yeah.
and it's a very exciting.
Sometimes
time.
they're major, mostly minor, I would say. But
Yeah.
even these cars are so precisely engineered. Even a minor incident.
Yeah, it's
will
a
ruin your
non-contact
race.
sport.
Oh yeah.
Will ruin your race. It's not like NASCAR where you're just duct taping.
Oh,
Let it go.
Yeah, I love NASCAR for
I
that.
love NASCAR for that. Yeah, all you need is what's it called? Duct tape and WD-40. Come on.
Exactly.
Yo, that's Baja SAE too, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie.
It all comes full circle. We're just NASCAR. We're literally just NASCAR.
True.
No, definitely.
Gentlemen, thank you guys for teaching me something about Formula.
Yeah.
To start,
And
and now
thank
you're
you
gonna
guys,
watch every race next year.
Oh, totally. We'll
What do you
definitely
mean?
do that.
With that thick neck that you got, he's gonna be in the race.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the race, brother.
I can't believe I already forgot about how thick your neck is. Do you have dimensions for your neck? Because I'm actually interested in that now.
Yeah, I've had suit shirts tailored. I have over a 16.5-inch neck.
That is a big neck.
I earlier realized I went out into the freezing bitter cold on my way here from work, and I tried to put this top button on.
You just
And
couldn't?
with this second button on, I just really couldn't get it over my Adam's apple. I was fucking choking myself. It was a little hot. Gentlemen, thank you guys for coming on this podcast with me.
Yeah,
Of
thank you.
course.
Thank
I
you.
had an
Great time.
absolute blast.
Yeah.
I had a Baja Blast. That's
Baja
the third time
Blast.
of me
Yes,
saying
sir.
Baja
Yes, sir.
Blast.
Gotta
Let's
get,
make sure
counter
that
on
gets
screen.
in there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hopefully Taco Bell will sponsor us. I'm just,
We're really pushing
looking
that
forward
this
to
year.
it. Yeah.
Getting
For
the Taco Bell
sponsors?
sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. If any,
Just for the Baja Blast joke.
No, literally,
I don't even really
that's the
care
only
about the
section.
money. If they just give me
Yeah.
a T-shirt.
No, I just want one fridge filled once with Baja Blast.
And no
Yeah.
refills.
No,
just once.
they don't need
Just
to
one-
refill it. It would be great if they did, but they don't
Yeah.
have to.
No.
I'll go
definitely
buy
Well, you still have the
Baja
fridge,
Blast if
though.
they send me the fridge. Exactly.
Yeah.
I want a Baja Blast branded fridge for
Yeah.
the SAE room.
That would be really cool, actually. That could be the only benefit from the sponsorship.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
we don't even have to compete. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, scrap the car.
Scrap the
Put the money into
Honestly,
filling the
let's just
fridge.
sell the car and then buy
Buy-
one of these.
Buy
the
the fridge, and that's the
fridge.
only. We just during our meetings, we just sit around the fridge and just kind of look at it.
Yeah,
That's all we do. Admire.
Gentlemen, I had an absolutely amazing time. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Shawn,
Thank you.
thank you for hooking this up.
Mr. Cameraman. / audio
Absolutely.
guy.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Sean is an absolute legend. How did you think this went for the first time?
It was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Had a blast.
You had a blast?
But
Absolutely.
was it a Baja Blast?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Baja Blast.
That's number 4. Ding, ding, ding.
I might have been 5. I actually lost count. I don't know how I lost count. It's not even
You're an engineer. You can't.
I can't
count
count
past
properly.
4.
All right, engineers are bad at math, and not good at English either.
I also can't color
Definitely the
within
English
lines.
one's true. I can't either. Don't. All right. Let's give another shout out to the NJIT WJTB Radio Club.
Yep.
Shout out.
Again, this absolutely beautiful setup is all thanks to them and Shawn, too.
Thank you to Elijah for staying the entire time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
He's probably out
members
there.
of the
Yeah.
club, Elijah, he's just chilling in the lobby because we're not supposed to be in here on our own. So he's just hanging out while we're recording this.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Yeah.
And it's currently 10:30 on a Friday
On
night.
Friday night, yeah.
That guy could be anywhere else right now.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
And
Alex.
And
Alex
of
just
course,
came back.
Alex
Just wanted-
interrupting the outro.
Always, yeah. God.
So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on a platform with video, give this a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe.
Yeah.
Drop a comment. If you didn't like it, you could
Click
thumbs
the bell
down. That's cool.
notification.
Honestly, I
Turn
like
notifications
being
on.
insulted.
Of course.
I like
Please.
being insulted.
Yeah,
No, that's pretty
yeah,
fun.
No, so please be as detailed as you want.
Yeah, no, let us know what we're doing good, what we're doing wrong. We've got more stuff to talk about next time. Maybe it'll be a little more structured than approximately an hour and 10 minutes of us just talking about nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know we were recording. I was just
We were just chilling.
yeah, honestly,
We were just chilling with mics
I
in
didn't
front
know
of
we
us.
started.
All right, thank you guys again for tuning in, and have a good one.
Yeah. See you next time.
You're going to clap, not even like a...
That's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Oh.